أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم أما بعد True matters, it saves a person from evil and immorality. One is haya, modesty and shame. Secondly, the fear of Allah Ta'ala. If a person has these two qualities in him, it will save him from evils, committing sins, and acts of immorality. What's the meaning of fear of Allah Ta'ala and how it helps a person from abstaining from sins and how it keeps him on the right path? Inshallah Ta'ala we read out. And in Quran Sharif, over and over that Allah mentions Taqwa. At the beginning of Quran Sharif, Alif Lam Mim ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. The Quran Sharif is hidayah of muttaqeen, the God-fearing people. So, any person who has fear of anyone, because of the fear of that person, it will keep him under control and it will save him from the traps of shaitan and the nafs. For example, the son, if he has a fear of his father, then it will save him from evil things. It will save him from going to cinema, it will save him from going to club, it will save him from doing evil acts, because he knows if my father comes to learn, if my father comes to know about me, then he will beat me up or he will punish me. So this is the meaning of fear. Thought of harm. So such a quality that it protects in the same as student. The student has a fear of his ustad, it will keep you under control. It will make him do his work properly. If I have not done myself properly, then the ustad will punish me. If I misbehave, the ustad will punish me. If I carry out the wrong act, the ustad will punish me. It applies in every place. A worker, he works in a factory, he works in a shop. If he has a fear of the boss, if I come late for work, then he will take my job away. He will cut my wages. So fear is such a matter that it keeps a person in control. And if a person loses these two qualities, and above all is the fear of Allah Ta'ala. If a person has acquired the fear of Allah Ta'ala, then he does not need all fear of anyone. He does not need fear of father, ustad, anyone. The fear of Allah Ta'ala is sufficient. For example, performing salat. That if he has acquired fear of Allah Ta'ala, that will inspire him in performing salat. And then he will not need the fear of the father. If I will not perform salat, my father will punish me. If I don't perform salat, my ustad will punish me. No, he has acquired the ultimate fear, the fear of Allah Ta'ala. So that is the ultimate fear, and this is what we have been taught over and over again. Wattaqullah, 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 wattaqu yawman turja'una fihi ila Allah. We look at Quran Sharif over and over. So these are the two qualities. One is the haya, sharam, modesty, and secondly the fear. If a person has these two qualities, will save him from evil, sins, immoral acts, and shaitan and nafs will not be able to trick him. For example, nafs and shaitan is showing him to a cinema, to a club. He's directing him, he's moving him to go to cinema. But he has the fear of his father, the fear of the father will check him. The fear of the father will control him. The state of the thought will come. If my father comes to know I'm going to cinema, if my father comes to know I'm going to a club, then he will beat me up, he will punish me. So he wants to go. The shaitan is inciting him, the nafs is calling him, but that fear of father, it works like a chain. It and stops him, so this applies in everything. And from here we can understand when a person loses these two qualities, that modesty, haya sharam goes out of him, the fear goes out of him, and the doors of evil open up for him. The doors of immorality opens up for him, as we see in the society today. The youth of today, he doesn't have fear of his father, doesn't have fear of his ustad. Na'udhu he doesn't have fear of Allah Ta'ala. So we can see the effect. What does he say? I'm free. I've got complete freedom. I can do what I want to do. No one can stop me. Nobody can check me. So he does not know. But he has lost these two qualities. Now he's in a complete grip of shaitan and nafs. Whatever they guide him, he will do. And he thinks, I'm free. I've got freedom. My father can't stop me. My ustad can't stop me. No one can stop me. So it reaches that point, and the doors of immorality, the doors of evil opens up for such a person. So nevertheless, this quality of fear is mentioned here. So what's the reality of fear? Taqwa of Allah Ta'ala, how it helps a person is mentioned. As I've said, if you look Quran Sharif carefully, there will be no single page of Quran Sharif in one way or the other, the fear of Allah Ta'ala is not mentioned. Over and over again, that because this is the quality which keeps us under control, this keeps us on the right path, and saves us from the tricks of nafs and shaitan. ताला फरमाते हैं या अय्युहल्लज़ीना आमनू कू अनफुसकुम व अहलीकुम नारा. अल्लाह ताला से ओ ईमान वालों, बचाओ अपने आप को और अपने घर वालों को जहन्नम की आग से. Allah Ta'ala commands us, O believers, save yourself and your family members from the fire of Jahannam. खूब समझ लो कि जहन्नम एक बहुत बड़ी मुसीबत है. One should know, and every Muslim knows and believes that Jahannam is a very big calamity. The person who is going into Jahannam is lost out on everything. Jahannam is something very severe. The worldly fire, if somebody goes in a worldly fire, that will destroy him. That is sufficient. And the fire of Jahannam is 70 times more severe than the worldly fire. So the worldly fire is sufficient to burn. One can imagine the fire of Jahannam, which is 70 times more severe, but Allah has made it such that the person will not be burnt away. He will stay in the state and keep experiencing the punishment of fire. कि खूब समझ लो कि जहन्नम एक बहुत बड़ी मुसीबत है जिससे बचना उसके बगैर नामुमकिन है कि जिन कामों से अल्लाह ने मना किया है उनसे बचे. And it is not possible to stay away from Jahannam without abstaining from what Allah Ta'ala has made forbidden. What Allah Ta'ala has stopped us from committing, it is not possible. A person fulfills his desires, he fulfills his lowly instincts, and then still he stays away from Jahannam. That is not possible. उसके अहकाम पर अमल करे. Stay away from the forbidden acts and carry out what Allah has commanded. Aqimus salat wa atuz zakah, etc. बस मोमिन पर लाजिम है कि अपने आप को और अपने बीवी बच्चों वगैरह को जिनका अवसर करार दिया गया है जहन्नम से बचाए. So it's a responsibility of the main person in the house to save himself and members of his family from Jahannam, because he is the main person and he will be questioned about all the people under his hands. वरना उसकी बात पुरुष होगी. Otherwise, regarding himself and regarding the people under his hands, he will be asked, did you fulfill your duty of looking after them or not? So this is why those parents who are concerned, worried, they always keep on their children, right? Perform salat, wake up, get up, do this, don't do that. Children go there nagging. Oh, they're behind it. But no, they're fulfilling their duty. Because they also have to answer to Allah Ta'ala. So the day of Qiyamah they can say, Ya Allah, yes, I fulfilled my duty. I told them for salat. I told them to stay from TV. I told them to stay from bad acts. So they're responsible to that level. After that, the household members, they are responsible for acting according to it. If they won't act, they will be questioned, why did you not listen to your parents? Why did you not follow the commands of Shariah? सहीहैन में बुखारी मुस्लिम में हज़रत अब्दुल्ला बिन उमर रज़ियल्लाहु से मरवी है कि फरमाया रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने, सुनो कि तुम में से हर शख्स निगरान है और हर शख्स से उसकी रैयत के मुताबिक सवाल होगा. Rasulullah said, each one of you is a guardian, and he will be asked regarding the people under his guardianship. बस बादशाह रईयत का अफसर है. The king of the whole country, the governor of the whole country, the Khalifa, he is responsible for all the people under his hands, public. And he will be questioned, did you fulfill the right of the public or not? الذين يمكنهم في الأرض أقاموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة وأمروا بالمعروف ونهوا عن المنكر. Those people to whom we give power in the earth, then they establish salah, they give zakah, and they call other people towards good and stop them from evils. That's the responsibility of the leader of the whole country or community. और मर्द जिम्मेदार है अपने घर वालों का कि उससे सवाल होगा. Main person in the house, husband, the father, he is the responsible person in the house. He will be questioned regarding the people under his hands. Did you command your wife to perform salah? وَأْمُرْ أَهْلَكَ بِالصَّلَاةِ. Allah says to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, command your family members to perform salah. So they will be asked, did you command them to perform salah and for salah time? Did you tell them, come on, quickly, go to masjid? If he did, he's fulfilled his duty. Now the children will be asked, did you listen to him? Did you perform your salah or not? If they have performed, they will get sawab. If they did not, then they will be questioned. जिम्मेदार है अपने शोहर के घर की और उसकी औलाद की. And the wife, she is responsible of looking after the house and the children in the house, because the man is usually daytime outside out of the home. So it's a woman's responsibility to look after the home, all the matters in the home, and look after the children. और उससे सवाल होगा उनके बाबत. And the wife will be asked, did you look after the husband's property? Did you look after his money? Did you look after the items in the house? Did you look after the children? If she did, she will be rewarded. If not, she will be questioned. और आदमी का गुलाम जिम्मेदार है अपने आका के माल पर कि उससे सवाल होगा माल के बारे में. And a servant and a slave, he in his hands is the wealth of the master. So he will be questioned, did you fulfill the trust or you betrayed the trust? अच्छी तरह सुन लो कि तुम में हर शख्स जिम्मेदार है और उससे सवाल होगा. Guys, this is madrasa, so the principal is responsible for the students. Did you look after them or not? Did you see they perform salat or not? Did you see they do the work properly or not? Did you see they don't get on the wrong act or not? So he is for every person's capacity is responsible, and he will be questioned. If he fulfills his duty, he will be rewarded, and if not, he will be questioned. There is a danger of punishment. और हुकूक की हिफाजत और बचाव ही का नाम उसमें तकवा है. So the meaning of taqwa is to fulfill the rights. That whatever rights are upon me, we need, this is why we come to madrasa, to learn what are the rights of Allah Ta'ala upon us, what are the rights of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and then what are the rights of the parents, mother, brothers, sisters, relatives. One from Yunus. मुफस्सिरीन ने बयान किया है कि तक़वे के 3 दर्जे हैं. मुफस्सिरीन, the people who have written the explanation of Quran Sharif, they have said fear is of 3 stages. अव्वल हमेशा के अज़ाब से बचाव करना, शिर्क से बचकर. Firstly, to save oneself and the people under his hands from the punishment of the hereafter by not committing kufr and shirk. If anyone dies in a state of kufr and shirk, then he will be in Jahannam forever. There he will not die and he will not be brought out of Jahannam. So this is the first stage of taqwa. Al-Zamahum Kalimat al-Taqwa. So this is the first stage, that a person saves himself and his family members and people under his hands from committing kufr and shirk. If the person dies on that state, then he will go into Jahannam forever and he will not be able to come out of Jahannam. So this is the first first stage of taqwa, that one abstains himself because he is not from committing kufr and shirk, and that if somebody dies on that stage, then he will be in Jahannam forever. दूसरा दर्जा कि जिसका काम करना या छोड़ना गुनाह हो उससे बचना. The second stage of taqwa, what Allah has commanded to fulfill it, and what Allah has forbidden to abstain from it. Example, 5 times salat is regular, is performing 5 times salat, fast of Ramzan Sharif, giving of zakat, performing of hajj, etc. And treating parents well, behaving well with the parents. So what Allah has commanded, he fulfills those commands. And what Allah has forbidden, he abstains from it. Is the second stage of taqwa. हत्ता के सगीरा गुनाहों से भी शरीयत में माहौल में तक़वा इसी का नाम है. So stay complete this comes in the knowledge, and this is the purpose of coming to madrasa. We learn what is permissible, what is not permissible, what is farz, what is wajib, what is sunnah, what is haram, what is makruh tahrimi. We learn and we practice ourselves and then propagate to other people. और यही मुराद है अल्लाह ताला के इस कौल में वलौ अन्ना अहलल कुरा आमनू वत्तक़ौ. And this is the meaning of this verse. The people of the localities, if they embrace Iman and they feared Allah Ta'ala, meaning they embrace Iman and they fulfill the commands of Allah Ta'ala and they abstain from what Allah Ta'ala has forbidden. कि बस्ती वाले अगर ईमान लाते और तक़वा इख्तियार करते तो हम हर किस्म के आशाएं उनको पहुँचाते. And the people of the locality that embrace Iman and they feared Allah Ta'ala, meaning fulfill the commands of Allah Ta'ala and abstain from forbidden matters, then Allah Ta'ala will give barakat in their rozi and in their life. So this is a second stage, which we usually call muttaqi. That is a believer, and with that he fulfills the faraiz and wajibat and stays away from haram and makruh tahrimi. तीसरा दर्जा है कि जो चीज़ भी उसके दिल को अल्लाह ताला से गाफिल बने उससे बचा रहना. The third stage, anything which distracts a person with remembrance of Allah Ta'ala, to stay away from that. And whatever distracts him from the remembrance of Allah Ta'ala, the purpose of the heart is the remembrance of Allah Ta'ala. So whatever distracts him from that, then stay away from that. That is the third stage of taqwa. So either it may be a matter of sin, watching TV, so naturally a person watching TV is away from Allah Ta'ala. You can't join together. That is remembering Allah to watching TV also. Is listening to wrong things on the mobile, looking at wrong things on the mobile, remembering Allah Ta'ala. They don't join together. Like somebody is jumping into somebody's house to steal and he's seeing the police also. They won't join together. If he sees the police, then he will not steal. And if he doesn't see a police, he jumps into somebody's house. In the same way, the sin and remembrance of Allah Ta'ala does not join together. So if a person has this realization, awareness of Allah Ta'ala, that it saves you from committing sins, that is the highest level of taqwa. और बिल्कुल यह खुदा की तरफ मुतवज्जे हो जाए कि हकीकी तक़वा यही है जो अल्लाह ताला की इस कौम में मतलूब है. या अय्युहल्लज़ीना आमनू तक़ुल्लाह हक़्क़ तुक़ातिही. And this is what is demanded from us, the remembrance of Allah Ta'ala in the heart so much that it stops the person from even evil thoughts and evil desires. Right? To Rahman, come forward, listen with respect, the more respect we give, more to come in our heart. Come forward. कि अल्लाह ताला से डरो जैसे कि उससे डरने का हक है. Awareness of Allah Ta'ala in the heart, that stops him from committing any evil or even evil thoughts in the heart. More person's heart is neglectful from the remembrance of Allah Ta'ala, more the shaitan has a chance to put force into it and drive him towards wrong things. And more he has a of Allah Ta'ala in his heart, that will keep under control. It will not allow the shaitan to enter into his heart and put evil thoughts. Hazrat Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu ने काबे अहबार से कहा कि मुझको तक़वे की हकीकत बताओ. Hazrat Umar radiyallahu ta'ala asked one alim, काबे अहबार, show me, tell me the reality of taqwa, the fear of Allah Ta'ala. What's the reality of fear of Allah Ta'ala? उसमें दूर हो जाओ. उन्होंने जवाब दिया कि आप कभी किसी कांटेदार रास्ते में भी चले हैं. So Umar radiyallahu ta'ala, have you walked on a thorny path? That on both sides there are thorns. Have you walked on such a path? आपने फरमाया हाँ चला. Yes, I walked on such a path that there are thorns on the road, there are thorns on the both sides of the road. हज़रत काब ने कहा फिर वहाँ क्या किया था? So Hazrat Kaab asked him, when you walked on thorny path, there were thorns all around. How did you walk? How did you pass on that road? हज़रत उमर रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु ने फरमाया कि बहुत एहतियात की और दामन समेटे थे. So Hazrat Umar said, replied, that I walked very carefully and I put my clothes together so they don't get tangled in the thorns. हज़रत काब ने फरमाया कि बस यही तक़वा है. So he explained something very delicate to explain in a very simple way, that just when we walk on a thorny road, the thorns all around, we become careful that the thorn does not go into our clothes, does not prick us. So in the same way, we live in this world, it's like a thorny road. So we live in this world, protecting ourselves and that we don't get pricked with the thorn, meaning the sins and the evils of the world. उसकी तारीफ रिवायत से होती है. And what answer Kabe gave, it is supported by Hadith Sharif. जिसको इमाम तिर्मिज़ी ने हज़रत अतिया सादी से रिवायत किया है कि फरमाया रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने, बंदा मुत्तकी होने के दर्जे पर नहीं पहुँच सकता जब तक के नुकसान वाली बातों के अंदेशे से बेनुकसान बातों को न छोड़े. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, a person cannot become complete muttaqi until he leaves out many permissible things in the fear that if I will indulge in these permissible things, it will take me to non-permissible things. So there are many things which are permissible, but they are not necessary. They are desire of the nafs. So if you will indulge in that, it's a permissible, but it's not a necessity, it's the desire of the nafs. You can't do it. Everything on okay, we have Quran Sharif and the Talim also. And this way it won't go in your heart also. There is time for everything. Do what you're supposed to understand and work at it. Inshallah, listen, you may not understand, you may not realize the value, but in your later life, then you will realize its value. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said, a person cannot become a complete muttaqi until he leaves out those permissible matters that there is a fear if you indulge in it, that it will take him into non-permissible things. For example, a takeaway. So we assume it's halal, it's permissible, but it's not a necessity. So you start a takeaway and you're careful that I'm going to halal takeaway. But after some time, your taste is filled from that takeaway. I have to go a little further. And in that takeaway, there's doubtful meat also, there's permissible meat also. So he's tempted. First he will try to control himself. But 1 week, second week, third week, he will be tempted and he'll start to indulge in the doubtful. Then 2-3 weeks later, he'll go one step further. So this is what happens. Or another example, smartphone. That you want a smartphone, your father said, no, simple mobile is sufficient for you. He said, no, father, I promise, I won't misuse it, I won't abuse it, I won't use it wrongly. So he gets a mobile. For a few days, keeps control over himself, then he's tempted. Slowly starts to go around things. This is the meaning. The person does not realize, but slowly and slowly, whenever he goes beyond the necessity and he goes towards the desire may be permissible, but it's a desire of the nafs, meaning it's moving the nafs over him. The nafs is becoming more and more strong over him, and eventually it will take him so far that it will force him to do it is not permissible. Now he doesn't have the spirit, he doesn't have the courage to fight the nafs. He gives in to the nafs and he does what the nafs wants him to do. Slowly and slowly, he goes so far that he gives up and he gives in to the nafs and shaitan. Whatever they want him to do, he starts to do it readily. The spirit goes away from him, the willpower goes away from him, and now he's in complete grip of shaitan and nafs. बस जो शख्स तक़वा हासिल करेगा तो ये तक़वा उसके लिए जहन्नम से बचाव बन जाएगा. Whoso acquires the fear of Allah Ta'ala, and it will help him from committing sins, disobeying Allah Ta'ala, it will save him from Jahannam. जैसा कि मालूम हुआ कि इस आयत से जो तिलावत की गई और उस शख्स को कुर्ब होगा रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम का, वो person stays away from sins, becomes near to Allah Ta'ala, and he comes near to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. इमाम अहमद ने हज़रत मुआज़ बिन जबल रज़ी अल्लाह अन्हु से रिवायत की है कि जब रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम को यमन की जानिब भेजा तो उनको वसीयत फरमाते हुए उनके साथ साथ आए कि हज़रत रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम was Yemen as the governor of the Yemen. Rasulullah walked with him out of Medina Sharif, giving him nasihats. कि मुआज़ तो सवार थे और रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के नीचे पैदल चल रहे थे. The मुआज़ रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु, he was on the camel, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was walking on his feet to bid him farewell while he was going. जब वसीयत से आप फारिग हो चुके तो फरमाया, and while Rasulullah was walking with him, he made nasihat to him, do this, do this, do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. And Rasulullah completed the nasihat. Rasulullah said to Muaz, मुमकिन है कि आइंदा साल तुम मुझसे न मिल सको. It is possible that you may not see me next year. Meaning within 1 year, I may pass away from this world. और मेरी इस मस्जिद और मेरी कब्र पर तुम्हारा गुजर हो. And when you will come, then the masjid will be there and my grave will be there. ये सुनकर हज़रत मुआज़ रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु रसूलुल्लाह की जुदाई के तसव्वुर से रोने लगे. So हज़रत मुआज़ heard this and the thought of departing from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam overtook him. He started to cry. उसके बाद रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु मदीना की तरफ मुंह करके फरमाया, Rasulullah became soft and he might the tears might run out of his eyes, so that the Muazzin may not see him. Rasulullah turned his face away from him towards Medina Sharif. और फिर फरमाया कि मेरे मुकर्रब वही लोग हैं जो मुत्तकी हो, ख्वाह कोई हो और ख्वाह कहीं हो. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, my near people are those people who are muttaqi, whoever they may be and wherever they may be. So being near to me it depends on the fear of Allah Ta'ala and obedience of Allah Ta'ala. No matter if near to me or far away from me, is from my family or any other family. और मुत्तकी के लिए परेशानी से रिहाई की सूरत पैदा होती है. And the more person fears Allah Ta'ala, the more Allah Ta'ala opens a place for him to get out of tight situation and get out of hardships. ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب. ومن يتق الله, who fears Allah, meaning on the occasion he controls himself, he does not do anything wrong. We went to shopping today, so it's a tempting situation. All around there are viewing, girls moving around, there are photos and pictures on the wall, the music. So the nafs is tempted, but the person controls himself, controls his eyes. He does not look towards anyone, he does not look towards the immoral photos, and he does not listen to the songs and music. So that is taqwa. And if a person falls for it, then it's opposite of taqwa. So it's all the time matter, all the time. Few friends are sitting together, so we start our talk and we tempt it, and usually it goes on to someone's backbiting. So we don't even realize. So nevertheless, it's such a matter that every occasion, taqwa is required. If a person has fear of Allah Ta'ala, awareness of Allah Ta'ala, hopefully he will be able to control himself, save himself. If not, then he will indulge in it and commit the sin of that occasion. Please, what is time? That I leave here. It is a very important topic. If we understand and we realize the value of it, inshallah, we try to acquire these qualities. It will help us in staying away from sins, staying away from immorality, and staying away from obscene matters. Allah will give us tawfiq.
الله وبحمده سبحانك الله وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.